First, I'd like to give all praise to Yahawashi and double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who taught me this truth. And shout out to Yakim out there that's now coming into the fold, coming into this truth, realizing that we are the Hebrew Israelites. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of faith that be among, such as myself and others out there who look like the other nations, but have the spirit of prophecy, have the understanding of these prophecies that are coming to pass. This being the year of prophecy, we're going to see things rolling out. If you hadn't caught the previous video about the 200 million nuclear missiles that are going to be coming and hitting Babylon the Great, as well as the rest of the world, destroying 1/3 of mankind, go ahead and play that and then continue with this, because I'm just going to continue on from that. But, how to, especially you're an Israelite, you're part of the elect, the 1/3, how to escape this day of Yahweh, the day of his wrath, the day of the Lord, if you will. Most of all, we're going to tell you what the mark of the beast is. The RFID implant. This is the microchip that they're coming out as the solution to everything. We know about the government shutdown over here in Babylon the Great, and they're going to come out with this cryptocurrency, which is going to be in the chip in the right hand or forehead, because we can see that Bitcoin is part of this currencies and everything. But most of all, we're telling our people, the elect of our people, not to take that chip. If you take this chip, you're going to suffer the cup of wrath of indignation that's poured without mixture. And we're going to just continue there. And that is the 200 million nuclear missiles that will destroy 1/3 of mankind, also known as the lake of fire. We're just going to go ahead and continue on from there, starting Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. There followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city that made all the nations drink of the wine of wrath of her fornication. That is America. We're telling you that the system has crashed, that this system is no longer working, that it stopped working, that it is no more, that everything you've been told has been a lie. So we are saying that now. And the third angel followed them with a loud voice, saying, if any man worship the beast, which is the so-called white man, his power structure, his delicacies, his tender mercies, a.k.a., you follow his philosophies, the same shall drink of the cup of wrath of Yahweh. And his image, which is just those things I explained, and receiveth his mark in the forehead or in the hand, which is the RFID implant. The same shall drink of the cup of wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, which is those cylindrical containers known as thermonuclear weapons. Cup being the actual bomb itself, the missile, into because these are the weapons of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels, that is, us, the elect of 1/3, the new Jerusalem that's coming down out of heaven, because we're going to see this while we're up in the heavens, which means the elevation of being in those chariots. We're going to see this at a high elevation, which is heaven. So we're going to see this. And in the presence of the Lamb, because we're going to be with Yahawashi, most of all, the 1/3, the elect. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Receiving the mark of his name is this implant, and just believing everything the so-called white man has taught you, especially stretch Christianity and everything else. But we are telling you straight out of the gate that, stretch Christianity is a doctrine of devils, and we're telling our people to come out of it. Come out of her, my people. And I'm going to shoot down to Revelation chapter 15 to get you into Revelation 16. And the 7 angels, this is verse 6, and the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having the breasts girded with golden girdles. Again, these are the ones that are with Yahawashi, the elect of 1/3. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels even golden vials full of the wrath of Yahweh, who liveth forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of Yahweh, and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. And so what is that? That's this war, And so, and jump down now to Revelation 16. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And again, this is talking about the nuclear war. And I'm going to jump down now to verse 9, because this is where you really, because stretch Christianity is blasphemy. It's blasphemy of Yahweh, Yahawashi, because that image of Cesare Borgia is not the biblical image of Yahawashi, nor the name Jesus Christ is not his real name. So this is blasphemy. So this is what's going to happen if you continue in these philosophies. If you continue with IUIC, you know that Cesare Borgia is not the image, but you're still calling him Jesus Christ. You don't have his name, so you're a blasphemer. Because it's blasphemy to say that, we don't know the name. That is blasphemy. That is lies. It's a doctrine of devils. That's no different than Christianity. You're just teaching Christianity now with a black man. So you got black Jesus, but you're calling him Jesus. His name's not Jesus. There was no J in the Hebrew. You're a Hebrew Israelite, so stop following Nate and these false teachers. And men were this is verse 9, chapter 16, Revelation. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed he the name of Yahweh, which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. Thus, when these people are burned with these fires. And the 5th angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. And this is also talking about the Edomites, of course, and the 1/3, or the 2/3, I mean, and blasphemed the God of heaven, that is Yahweh, because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds. Because Esau's never going to repent. Thus, this is what's happening right now, because we know that Gomer has entered into the battle, and now conflict with Babylon the Great has actually shot at a piece of shit fucking military might of the beast, which is the whore of the beast, which these countries are now turning against. The beast is actually turning against the whore. So they're shooting at this fucking whore, America. And the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up. And we saw fulfillment of this in 2014 when Turkey had shut off the water source into Aleppo. Had cut that off because of YPG, and we see that Turkey is in there now. The water thereof was dried up by the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Who are the kings of the east? Isn't this when Russia was there? And you got you got a lot of fighting there. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, which is the power structure of Esau, and out of the mouth of the beast, which is UN NATO, because it's the UN NATO that has, and the EU that has destroyed Syria and the region and wants total control of that region, but they can't. And out of the mouth of the false prophet, that is pretty much the same people, the Edomites, because their testimony, their prophecies is false. Christianity is a false doctrine. It's a doctrine of devils. But they're telling all these delicacies, that America's here to fight against ISIS and all this, and everybody knows it's bullshit. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to battle for that great day of Yahweh Almighty. And that is in this place in the Hebrew tongue known as Armageddon. We're going to get to that verse. Behold, and this is Yahawashi speaking, Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth the garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Thus, if you're calling upon other names and you're still following these philosophies of Esau, the so-called white man, therefore you have unclean spirits and you are not keeping your garments clean. So it's time to get out of these other false camps and come to the real truth, which is great millstone and the elders and apostles that are teaching. Because nobody else is teaching this truth. They are teaching you only partials. You got to come out of it if you're going to survive this. And he gathered them together into a place in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. And thanks to Apostle Tahar, we know what Armageddon means in the Hebrew tongue. The mountain of troops. So, Esau, the so-called white man, gathers his mountain of troops to come against Yahawashi. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came out of a voice of the temple of heavens from the throne saying, "It is done." And that is that this is when Yahawashi destroys Esau and the 2/3 wicked. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And that is when all the 200 million nuclear missiles hit this place, and the fire from the chariots. And the great city, which is talking about America, Idumea, was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, so, meaning that all the nations of Edom had also fallen. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh to give unto her the cup of wine of fierceness of his wrath. That is, that this place, America, Babylon the Great, be remembered no more. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, which is talking about the 200 million nuclear missiles, because the heavens, again, is above us, the skies, which is the elevation. And every stone the weight of a talent, and men blaspheme Yahweh because of the plague of the hail, which the hail is talking about the thermonuclear missiles. For the plague thereof was exceedingly great, for such was the time that there never was since the beginning. And we're going to hit some hard times before this actually takes place, such as martial law, enforced microchipping, but we cannot bow down before Esau. Better to have our heads cut off. Better to, die in the space, because we're going to come back anyways. And this piece of shit America and all of the other nations that fall after the whore are going to be destroyed. So it's now time to come out of Babylon, because this place is nothing but blasphemy. Blasphemy is against the Most High. Stretch Christianity, also known as plantation Christianity, is a doctrine of devils. So are all the other religions. So is everything else that came out of the mouth of the beast and the false prophet. The beast and the false prophet is the same revised Roman Empire, the Vatican, and, of course, the power structure behind it. That is America, home of the brave, land of the free. All of that is nothing more than blasphemy. So, it's time now to come out of all that, especially if you're the elect of 1/3. And that's why we're going out and teaching this thing, telling our people to come out of her. Come out of her, my people, as revised many a times by many a prophets, which the prophets are back today, with 1/3 the angels, which are messengers. And we're delivering that same message, singing that same song. Come out of her, my people. Come out. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion that faces be among us. Come out of these false philosophies. Stop eating of that tree of knowledge of good and evil. Stop eating of these other philosophies. Because only the elect is going to be spared from this one. If you're part of that elect, it's time now to come while the mercies are still here, while we are in that mercy. Because it ain't going to be around much longer. The famine of the word shall come quickly when martial law and all those other things start taking place. As the government is shut down. Think about this one, though. It's one of many false flags coming. so they can get this thing rolling on the mark. And we know not to take that mark, that RFID implant. No, it's not Christianity. No, it's not anything else. Those are doctrines of devils, and we're not to partake of that either. But quite simply put, it's an RFID implant because it's an incision in the mark of right hand of the forehead, because that's what mark means, incisions. Do not take any of these incisions, no matter what Nate or ISUPK or any of them tell you. Shalom.